Hello, I'm Daniel. I wanted to talk about encouragement today. So I thought I would just jump on here and talk to you guys about encouragement. So there's a story I like to tell, and it goes like this. There was a Zen student who was feeling depressed and bad, and he went to his teacher and he said, "Teacher, I am feeling really discouraged. I'm feeling really discouraged. What should I do?" And the teacher said, "Go encourage others." And that story means a lot to me because I have found that encouraging others has meant a lot in my spiritual journey, and I really like thinking about ways I can. My favorite things to talk about on the path are the things I struggle with. So I'm discouraged in these areas, and I'm trying to encourage others. So that's why I spend a lot of time talking about things like patience and equanimity. That's because those are the things for me. So in that sense, I think encouraging in the areas that we're struggling with is a very good thing. And I think I would have more trouble encouraging with the things I don't struggle with. Like I don't talk about anger a lot because anger is not something I struggle with. I talk about patience because it is. So I also wanted to say, I think encouragement is huge in the role of the Sangha, the role of the community. What we're really doing is encouraging each other here. So I do want to ask and put it in the comments. What are some ways I can encourage you? What are some ways we can encourage each other? I'll tell another story. The Buddha's cousin Ananda went to him one day, kind of late in the Buddha's life, and he said, I think after practicing with you for this time, I think that community is half of the path. Community is so important that it takes up half of the path. And the Buddha turned and looked at Ananda and he said, no, actually, Ananda, community is the whole of the way. Community is everything. And I think that is a really important message. And it's an important part of the story that people asked the Buddha to name a successor, to name another teacher to follow him as the new Buddha. And he didn't do that. He just said, no, you have the teachings, and more importantly, you have each other. And you don't need another Buddha. And it's sort of been in the news lately. Thich Nhat Hanh is getting rid of, he followed the Buddha's example. He has said, I'm not going to name somebody to replace me. You have each other. That's what you need. And I think, gosh, a lot of times we are not looking for each other, right? We're looking for someone to come and save us, someone to be our Buddha, right? And I've never really connected with those Buddhist teachers that pretend they're perfect. That they kind of talk like this, and they never talk about their own lives, and you never know what they're struggling with, and they just kind of talk like this, and they tell you cultivate a sense of equanimity and tune into your way. Like I don't connect with that, and I know, man, millions of people do, right? But I don't. If I'm having teachers, I want teachers that are real, that I know what they're struggling with, that I know that they're not that different from me, that they don't have any struggles, because they're trying to convince me they don't have any struggles. Well, they're probably dishonest, right? So that's not the sort of teacher I connect with, and I think that a lot of people in this community also don't connect with that sort of teacher, and I think that's good that we can find each other and we can come together, and what's important is that we have each other to encourage and to talk about our struggles and to just remind each other to live in a more awakened way. I think that's really important. I think we can easily get off track if we lose sight of what we're trying to do. We're trying to be more aware and more compassionate and to not struggle with life so much. I think, I think a lot of people go to Buddhist pages or go to Buddhist temples because they want to learn all about Buddhist philosophy and Buddhist history and how to transcend suffering and how to be enlightened. And I think there's a lot of people looking for that, but I think there's a lot more people who just want something to help them feel a little bit better so they don't drink every night. I think there's a lot of people that just want that, and I want to reach those people, not always the people that want to meet a teacher and think the teacher, and not always the people that want to feel like they know everything, because you're not going to know everything. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But as a community, I think we serve each other a lot better when we talk about what we're doing and we talk about our lives, and we try to sort of learn from everyone, right? Everyone's a teacher. Everyone is someone you can learn something from, and everyone is also someone you can teach something to. I think that we gain a lot as a community. You know, the Buddha, when he had his enlightenment experience, he just sat under a tree by himself. He had moved away from all his friends, all his people that were traveling with him on the path, because it wasn't working for him. So he was alone, and I think that we don't have to be. We don't have to be alone like the Buddha was. We have each other. So, gosh, I guess that's all I have to say. I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I want to try to do these things more often. I like this sort of live video thing. So please, in the comments, tell me, what are ways you feel encouraged, and what are ways you would like to feel encouraged? Thank you. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.